You found Radio Free Tennessee. Your Tony Basilio show will begin momentarily. Keep it locked in right here at TonyBasilio.com and on your Tony Basilio app. And hey, do us a favor. Spread the word. You found TonyBasilio.com, home of the Tony Basilio Show. In just a few minutes, we'll be right with you with another award-winning, action-packed edition of your Tony Basilio Show.
Listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
I have seen, 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 I have seen. I've seen the future, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to Dustin Fox, who of the Bull and Fox in Cleveland, a great radio show. I like to listen to them when annually is the Browns Unravel, which will happen this year. He was on the call last night, Chattanooga. Boy, a lot of impressive football players out there last night. Not exactly what you'd call high school football in the classic sense, but in the 2026 sense, sure. Like, shout out all my friends in Mississippi. Okay. I mean, you go to Baylor. I mean, the game last night, this DGG guy, Matt Dixon, you can't look ahead. You can't look ahead. I'm going to act like I'm 90. You can't look ahead. Because I'm going to act like I'm 90. You can't look ahead. Don't look ahead. The hell I can't. The hell I can't look ahead. The hell I can't. What do you mean I can't look ahead? I'll tell you right now, I would walk that kid up to camp. I'd file a lawsuit and get that kid eligible this year. Let's go. Let's try and win a natty. You can't look ahead. Couple of observations for you. First of all, the officials last night were to start a show. Thank you, Laura. Wherever would I be without you? Dusty Springfield. By the way, Hughie going to join, presented by Gaffon Moving and Storage, coming up. There literally are NFL players with NFL names beside them now entering the transfer portal, including Pyburn, who's probably going to go back to LSU. And I have heard that Tennessee is scouring the waiver wire for ads. They're looking for some people to add. You know how they added the safety this week? Well, in light of this decision, Tennessee is going to kick the tires and try and see if they can call anybody back. That's a word on the streets. I don't know if they will or not. I mean, is it any good? Is the DGG of it all any good? Is the DGG of it all any good? But the star of the night, because a lot of people tuned out after halftime because, well, first of all, the first half took like an hour and 45 minutes to play because the officials throw a flag on every play, which I don't know what that's about. And I don't know at some point if ESPN didn't buzz down there and say, guys, newsflash for you. This is a week 0 high school football game. Quit throwing the damn flags. We get it. There's infractions out there. Can we let a play occur without you guys throwing a flag? But, buddy, from that very first touch, here's the thing with this DGG guy. They were keying on him with pretty good defensive players, with a bunch of D1 type, both those teams were loaded. And he finishes runs, and he can catch the ball. And getting the ball to him on an old wheel route as a receiver. That looked like Kelvin Bryant back in the day for my Philadelphia Stars. I was freaking out last night at how good that kid is. I mean, that was incredible. How many times do you see when we have one of these situations where all eyes are on something, right? And the guy comes out and he's a popcorn fart, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. In the spirit of Beano Cook, and Beano's not here today. Beano's tempting fate in the heat. What can I say? He's playing softball. By the way, we're live. We are live next Friday. We begin our series of programs. We're going to do a test run down at Calhoun's on the river. It's going to be unbelievable, Andy. Unfreaking believable, Andy. Unbelievable, Andy. DGG in the slot. Go! And Dustin Fox said it. He played in the league, and he ought to know. He said, there's nothing this guy can't do. This guy's an NFL football player. He said, I'm not here to snow you. That kid looks right now like Jamal Lewis looked in 97 in that All-Star game. When they had that Georgia-Florida All-Star game, I remember watching that in the summer of 97 and thinking to myself, this could be heaven or this could be hell, and it was heaven. Because we were on a dark desert highway last night, and there was no cool wind to be found. But the game. Oh! I mean, he can catch it. He can block. He finished fun he had when he went up and over and flipped over and landed on his feet and kept going. I'm like, what in the world? This looks like something out of a movie. And listen, no offense to Bishop, no offense to anybody over there. If they walk that kid out there right now, Brian Hartman, I want you to keep it real. If they walk that guy out there right now onto their practice field, where would he be, Brian?
He'd have to be the first string starter.
It's exactly what he'd be.
He'd be the guy who gets the first touch of each game.
God, this guy's insane. I mean, it's insane what I saw yesterday. I'm sorry.
He might have a future in this sport.
I'm selling for it. I'm selling for him. And are we, I'm not going to get in the shot and mog him. We're not mogging. I'm certainly maxing by not in between meals and trying to drop about 15. But the motor, the way he kept finishing, the way he got better and better and better as the second half went on, those of us that stayed tuned in, because the officials dominated the game in the first half and made it unwatchable. And I contend that a lot of people tuned it out. But the Bowman kid made a great, spectacular catch after a few drops early in the game. And Kevin Simon's kid's going to be a really nice player. There were a couple other guys in that game, Cornbread, one of them, that I would, if I were Tennessee, I'd try to kick the tires on. But the guys, as Connor Kant says here, the guys' balance last night, I mean, you cannot teach that. Look, I talk to people behind the scenes at Tennessee, and I'm like, the entire apparatus of college football is saying that you guys overpaid for him. And they said, well, wait till you see him, because I'd never seen him. Oh, darling, there ain't no overpaying for him. Sweet, sweet darling. That guy's unbelievable. Jamal Lewis, first time I stood next to him. Fall of 97. He comes in. He used to wear like a sweater on those Tuesday media days. Those of you know. But he was really like debonair and cool looking. Really good looking guy. I mean, I'm heterosexual and all that, but when a fellow man like me is a nice looking person, I see a nice looking person. I go, that guy's nice looking. I know, because I'm nice looking. This guy last night, and I can't wait to get around because I'm going to talk hockey with him. I'm going to see if he's a Habs fan. Brian, when that first tackle happened last night and he went up and over and stayed on his feet, what are we doing?
I saw a run that what really stood out to me was I think they were on the 9-yard line right before the half.
Mm-hmm.
They gave him the ball, and he literally almost crawled 8 yards to the goal line. I thought he was going to. I thought that looked like one of those fullback dive plays that he nearly ran 8-9 yards for a touchdown on.
Brian,
and I thought
he carried about 7 guys into the end zone, Brian, or down near their goal line. I mean, he just continued to churn and burn those legs. I'm telling you right now, this DGG guy, 2027, 1 month into that season, everybody in the world is going to know this dude's name.
Now, just stay healthy, please.
And you heard it here first. I'm telling you, so Tony, you're just, what are you doing? I don't pander to anybody. I mean, I think the sport's about moronic. And Huguenon's going to join us, great Mike Huguenon, presented by GoFund Moving and Storage. And you literally have people. You got a guy that's going to make a team, a couple guys that are going to make teams. And the way this is going to work is the NFL is going to suspend their contracts and then bring them back. And this Pyburn guy's under a 3-year deal. He's going to make Tampa's team. But he's going to leave. If we can do that, why can't we get DGG up here right now? Imagine this, okay? Imagine that. I mean, age is only a number. There are no rules. There are no rules. Go sue. There are no rules. It's the most idiotic. This guy last night, I'm here to tell you, I do not impress easily, and I do not make a lot out of high school kids because they're high school kids. This guy last night, it had to be when Les Paul was in the Village. I'm gonna give you a little history lesson here, okay? Les Paul, the godfather of the electric guitar, is in the Village, okay? And he walks by an open door. I want you to picture this. And there's a young, at that time, Jimmy James is what he was calling himself, of Jimmy James and the Flames, was up there playing. And Les Paul's account of that was in the early 60s, mid-60s, early 60s, mid-60s. He said, I'd never heard anything like it. It was like an alien. Now, this DGG guy last night is a prodigy. And I'm sorry, I didn't do it. This guy's a prodigy. Okay? A prodigy. And I didn't do it. Not AOL Online, but Prodigy. Are you old enough to remember that? Not AOL Online. It had to be what Les Paul felt like when he saw Jimmy James minus the Flames up there letting it rip. And Matt Dixon goes, you can't look ahead to 2020s. Really, Matt? Really? Too bad you were on the golf course last night and you didn't see what I saw. Because I saw the future. The future, Matt. The future. I saw the future, my friend. You can, I'm going to watch that. I'm going to go golfing. Not me. Not me. Mike Hugan on the other side will break this thing down scientifically, moving right to left across your device. My little birdie tells me that Tennessee's among the clubs that are scouring right now, trying to figure out who they can claw back. I mean, are you kidding? You got to be kidding, right? Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? It's legal. Here's the problem. You're a parent. I want to talk to Hugan about this. You're a parent. You're a kid. You call home all the time. Hey, your kid was always going to call home. How's it going in camp? I'm first team. I'm first team. I'm going to win the starting job. You come up for the Furman game? Yeah, you go. Now, I'm for here, there, and everywhere. Not just here. I'm not just talking about here because I don't know if they're going to do it here. But some of these schools are going to call these guys back. We know that. We see the reports. Clyburn guy's probably one of them who was at Florida for 3 years. Does he go back to LSU? Here's the deal. How do you look at the kid that just won a job in camp and you say, hey, you know this guy that's in Tampa, he's coming back and he's going to take your job. Like what? Like, huh? Is any of this real? I'll tell you what's real, okay? DGG is a young Jimi Hendrix on the football field who reinvented the way we heard the guitar used. This guy might just put the ground back in ground game. So I continue with more after this. Life never stops moving. And between the 30-minute commutes, daycare pickups, weekly soccer practice, Tuesday night yoga, X number of coffee runs, and that weekend trip to grandma's, you're racking up the miles. What you need is a tire that can keep up. A tire designed for doers. A tire that's going to last. Like the exceptionally long-lasting Michelin Defender tire. With an 80,000-mile warranty and the safety and comfort you expect, you can forget all about the miles ahead and focus on getting to your destination or conquering your to-do list. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. That's Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire.
Vols fans, this is linebacker Jaden Perlotti. When my family and friends need Tennessee gear, I tell them every time, Alumni Hall has it all. With 7 stores in Tennessee, you get the best selection of ball gear anywhere. Adidas, Peter Millar, Yeti, Owala, No Rivals, Tailgate Gear, and more. Shop in store, online, or download the Alumni Hall app. Whether you need to blitz or throw a touchdown, Alumni Hall will help you win. Alumni Hall, your ultimate ball shopping experience. And tell them Jaden sent you.
The High Noon line of hard seltzers is always a winner and always next level. High Noon vodka seltzers come in 14 flavors with real vodka and real fruit juice. Only 100 calories with no sugar added, and it's gluten-free. Personally, I'm partial black cherry and pineapple. 14 flavors. That's as many bad takes as I've got in a week. In the mood for a kick? Try High Noon vodka iced tea in 6 refreshing flavors, including peach and lemon, green tea, and half and half. Feeling adventurous? Check out High Noon tequila seltzer in 6 refreshing flavors, including my favorite, Blood Orange. High Noon Real Vodka. Real fruit juice. Live like the sun is always out. Brought to you by High Noon Spirits Company. Must be 21 and over to enjoy responsibly.
It's the hottest postgame show on the planet.
Garza Law.
Fifth quarter fan reaction.
Fan reaction.
As soon as the final gun sounds, we're live.
One homestand remaining to see your Knoxville Smokies in action. That's it. The first week of September, your Smokies are home against the Chattanooga Lookouts. And we're closing out the season with amazing promotions every night. Taco Tuesday and All-You-Can-Eat Wednesday, less than $20 for tons of food and game tickets.
Nice.
Our final Thirsty Thursday, final fireworks show, and we end the season with our fan appreciation game. Get your tickets now at SmokiesBaseball.com.
With Gary Sturm. He's with Mortgage Investors Group, making our community a better place every day. Gary, you've been at it 32 years, man.
Yes, Tony, I've been at Mortgage Investors Group for 32 years. We've known each other since, back in the 80s, right?
And we've gotten to know each other recently as our family has gotten involved with another mortgage. Through that whole process, you were a prince, just like Jeker. When he called you at 3 o'clock in the morning after a Tennessee loss, you've been giving your phone number out for a couple decades. And why is that, Gary?
This is the biggest financial decision you're ever going to make. You don't want to trust somebody online, some 800 number. You want to call somebody like myself that's going to give you my number, and you can call me anytime. I'm there to help you. I'm there to help you and your family, and I appreciate that. I appreciate your trust in me. You can call me anytime. You can be like Jeker and call me at 2 in the morning and complain about the balls just like he did. I'd rather you call me about a mortgage, but that's okay. If you want to cry about the balls, we can do that too. I'm a ball at heart. You know that. And if you want to come in and meet with me face to face, I'm here. If you want to do it online, I'm here. That's fine. If you're curious if you can qualify to buy a house, people know the housing market's tough. That's what I'm here for. There's no obligation. You can call me anytime. I get you pre-qualified. Or maybe you've got a mortgage and you're thinking about refinancing. Maybe you want to shorten the term. Maybe you want to go to a 15-year. Who knows? But again, that's what I'm here for. It's what I've been here for 32 years. My number is 865-660-2648. It's 865-660-2648.
Gary Sturm at Mortgage Investors Group, going to take great care of you.
Got a plumbing or HVAC problem at home? Whether it's an AC that won't cool, a furnace acting up, a clogged drain, or a water heater problem, Pipe Wrench Home Services is ready to help. Right now, get 15% off any HVAC or plumbing repair when you schedule service with Pipe Wrench Home Services. Our licensed technicians are equipped to diagnose the issue, explain your options, and get the repair done right the first time. Don't let a small problem turn into a major headache. That strange noise from your air conditioner, the water heater that's not keeping up, or the drain that keeps backing up won't fix itself. The longer you wait, the bigger the problem can become. At Pipe Wrench Home Services, we make repairs simple with friendly technicians and fast, reliable service that you can count on. We'll arrive ready to identify the problem and get your home back to normal as quickly as possible. Take advantage of 15% off any HVAC or plumbing repair and schedule your appointment today at pipewrench.com. And as always, same-day service guaranteed or the visit is free. Restrictions may apply. Eligible for repairs up to $5,000. Visit pipewrench.com for details.
Are you tired of hiding your smile because of crooked teeth? At Knoxville Smiles, we've got the perfect solution. Invisalign. No metal, no wires, just clear, comfortable aligners that straighten your teeth without anyone noticing. Eat what you want, smile with confidence, and see results in as little as 6 months. Call us today for more information about Invisalign, 865-539-1776. Or just visit us online at knoxvillesmiles.com. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
Inward Half is committed to the game and the memorable moments that happen in between. From the tee box to the tailgate, from the green to the big game. For the first birdie with Dad, the first big win with Mom. Friday night lights, Saturday superstitions, Sunday traditions. Fall into the comfort and unparalleled performance of Inward Half. This fall, enjoy the walk-in.
TB back with you. You know, you need Gufan Moving and Storage. for all the comings and goings that goes on in major college football these days. And quite frankly, it's an insult to one's intelligence day to day following this stuff. And those of you that possess intelligence, I'm not sure where I fall on that spectrum, but somewhere on that spectrum I fall. Pete Thamel reporting. The class of 2022 loses its federal fifth season protection as the 10th Circuit has granted the NCAA's stay request in Wisney versus the NCAA. Pete Thamel concludes, obviously this legal battle will continue, and that is the truth. They'll go court shopping to where they can find somebody telling them what they want, and then this thing's back on. Meanwhile, these programs are scouring who can we pull back, and that'll still occur until this thing is moot and dead. Or Mike Huguenin, as I bring you in, presented by Gufon Moving and Storage, do you think this renders it moot and dead?
No, I think you're right. I think those are going to continue to be lost. And if it's football, you're bumping up against. So the season starts next week. So you're bumping up against.
Hang on, Hughie. Hang on. Hughie going through a bad sell. Hang right there, Hughie. I'm going to let you get back into a good sell. Hughie going through a bad sell. Hughie presented by our friends at Gufon Moving and Storage. Bri, do you believe this thing is over? Or do you believe it continues?
No, I don't believe it's over by any means, because they're going to go looking for court. They're going to go looking around and trying to find anything to give them what they want. There's no way it's over with.
Hughie, you back in a better sell? Because I never say never. How about the NCAA getting a stay, though, in court? They actually got a win today.
Yeah, that's a big deal for the NCAA, obviously.
Yeah.
The football aspect of this, the season starts next week.
Yep.
So if you're a coach, you're worried about roster spots, all that kind of stuff. But there's basketball players involved in this too.
Yep.
So basketball practice doesn't start for 7 more weeks. So I don't think this is dead by any means at all. You're right. It is sort of forum shopping. Interesting that the judge in Colorado ruled one thing, the judge in Louisiana ruled the same thing, but opened up the doors even more. And now you had a judge rule that all this stuff is, those rulings are wrong. So, this is a difficult time to be a college sports fan. You're paying more attention to the court than you are to the football field right now.
I mean, it's so incredible, right? When you stop and think about how silly it is. And I'm reading The Athletic today, and kind of reminds me of the good old days at the Sporting News with the Fly and all that. Whoever the Fly was when you first opened, when you were working at the Sporting News. Maybe you can disclose that at some point. Maybe some weeks you were the Fly, but this is all so absurd that we're actually seeing NFL photos, NFL logos appear on X and other social media saying so-and-so has entered the transfer portal. Like yesterday, a member of the Cleveland Browns put their name in for the transfer portal. Hughie, and to quote the Fly, is that not another sign that this week's sign that the apocalypse is upon us?
Yeah, it's the two basic NCAA rules. This is not the NCAA's fault. Two basic NCAA rules were when your eligibility is done, it's done, and you cannot bet on your own team. If you do that, you're ineligible for college athletics. In the last 4 months, courts have struck down both those rules, and those are so, to me, so basic that how could the court actually think that those were bad rules? But here we are. And also another aspect of this, you have coaches, administrators, conference commissioners, school presidents saying this is the wild, wild west. We need to have some kind of rules to follow. Well, then here's a one way. Don't fine any of these dudes that wanted the extra fifth year.
Hughie. Now you're asking these people to behave. Come on now.
But it's they're talking out of both sides of their face, and it gets annoying. You have Coach A going, we need rules, we need guidelines, this is ridiculous. And on the other side of his face, he's going, hey, that guy's pretty good. Maybe we can bring him in to be a backup cornerback. Yeah.
Well, I was told today, before this ruling hit, that this news broke, Tennessee was scouring, looking at who they could possibly claw back. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? I guess here's why you wouldn't. Because as a coach, you would say, my kids have worked really hard in camp, and there's such a thing as team unity and chemistry and all that. And what will it say to the team? Like the Pyburn guy, okay? Maybe he makes the bucks, maybe he doesn't. But he's got like a 3-year deal, apparently. They signed him to, so they took a chance on him. And regardless of what kind of camp he's having, today's Athletic said that he could, theoretically, the way the NFL is going to handle this is he could leave and then he comes back next year and he gets his contract right back where he was. But in the meantime, he goes back to LSU and he makes a whole bunch of money for his future, which I don't blame him. But you know what, Hughie, when you think about it, I do blame them because they don't have to take these kids back, Hughie. They don't have to be disloyal. But you know what the coaches are? The coaches are a bunch of fake frauds and phonies, Hughie. It's what they are. You and I both know that.
Yeah, they're all there. Every single one's a hypocrite. No, unquestionably. Same with college administrators. It gets annoying. It's hard to, like the little boy that cried wolf. Everything is so bad, so bad, so bad. Then come up with your own ground rules, follow them, and don't color outside the lines when you have the opportunity. It's hard to take some of the things they whine about seriously because all they do is whine, and then the same thing they whine about, they gladly go out there and do it anyway. So at some point, you got to throw up your hands. And I think there's going to be, I'm old, it's not going to happen in my lifetime, but I think at some point there's a lot of people who truly love college athletics who are going to throw up their hands and say, I'm done with this because this is not anything close to what I grew up watching and cheering for.
Well, here's the thing, right? Like Scott Morrow, he's a fan. He's watched us on YouTube. One of the couple hundred people watch us on YouTube live, and then we got another 100 or so just alone watching us, not to mention the thousands and thousands that are listening around the world. But he says the Vols should go after that Cleveland Brown tight end who just jumped in the portal. And look, I think that's great that fans feel that way. But the inner workings of your club, when Tennessee's going to have their final scrimmage of the year tomorrow, and any of these places, they're going to have they're putting a wrap on the summer practice. Next week's week 0. After that, for everybody, it's game week preparation for week 1, unanimously across the board. How in the hell do you even consider bringing a player back? I know Lane Kiffin would do it. We know that. But it just, and here's the other thing. How do I look a player in the eye, Hughie, and say, you know what, man, you've really worked hard in camp, but Clyburn's going to come back and take your job? Who?
Right, yeah.
He was in camp. I was in this camp. He was in that camp.
Yeah, you've worked hard enough to earn a starting. You've worked hard enough to earn the starting job, but you're not going to start because this dude you never even met before, he'll be here tomorrow. He takes your job. And I think that there is a fine line between wanting to win and messing with chemistry or whatever. And it's hard for a coach to tell players, you do this, and this, and you're going to be our starter. Well, you did it all. You did it great, but you still ain't starting. So that's I would think extremely bothersome to some players.
Yes. And of course, I was having fun with DGG, who I compared to Jimi Hendrix in segment 1, which obviously is hyperbole for those of you that were tuning in. I do think the kid's got a bright future, and I do think he looked pretty damn impressive last night, but it's high school football, and it is what it is. We'll see when he gets here. but it's very exciting. I was kidding when I said that he should be able to, but I was trying to make a point. And the point I was trying to make is this is exactly what these college coaches are doing right now. And even with that ruling, they're still going to have a little checklist for when the next court rules that it's on again. That's just how these people are. I don't know any other way to say it. The whole reason that we're in this unprofessional sports realm that we're in right now is because these people are total pigs. That's just the deal. I mean, the coaches are total pigs. Guys would have teams that would go undefeated and would leave them before their bowl game at the end of the year, so they could go on the greener pastures. These same people that they preached accountability and discipline, and we're all one big team, and we're all in this together. I can't wait to get on to my next stop. Screw you. And then these athletic directors that tell everybody, we need your money. We need your money. They can't wait to take your tickets away from you when somebody comes down the line with a corporate deal. They can't wait. And then I saw today, Hughie, where Michigan, with their outgoing athletic director, who's been a total joke, they're now going to, who's always been better than you. Michigan, of course, they're not better than you. In fact, they're a lot worse than you. But they've always been better than you in their minds. But they're now going to take advertising, Hughie, in their stadium. Lottie freaking Dottie.
That doesn't bother me, though.
No, of course not.
No, but it's you're right though. Michigan was always we don't do what everybody else. Oh yeah, I guess we are going to do what everybody else does because we want more money. We're never going to wear Notre Dame. We're never going to wear a patch on our uniform. That's low class. We're above. Oh yeah, you give us $18 million. We'll wear 6 of them. Yeah, sure, bring them on. So yeah, you can't. That's why anytime anybody says the players are getting too much, or the players aren't loyal. Those kind of folks need to be slapped in the face because for so long the players have been trod upon. And one of the aspects of that, Save College Sports Act, where I'll be honest, if Tommy Tuberville likes it, it's a stupid bill. But players can only transfer once, and that's good for the coaches. That's good for the schools. That ain't good for the player.
Yeah, Tommy's back in 1988. For the player. Yeah, Tommy's back in 1988.
I think Tommy's back in 1958.
I mean, I got news for Tommy. Those days are gone, and they're gone forever. Now, this Save College Sports Act is fun, and it's nice, and it's going to look good, and maybe it passed, maybe it doesn't. It gets totally struck down in court in about 5 minutes.
Oh yeah, as soon as if it ever goes into effect, within 24 hours there'll be 15 lawsuits. So, the transfer thing alone would lead to lawsuits. You're telling these kids for 5 years you can transfer all you want, and now you're saying nope, you can't. No, unless you have collective bargaining, you're going to get sued and you're going to lose.
We have a guy over here on YouTube's got a great point. The pressure to win is driving all this nonsense. That's exactly right.
That's true.
I never dreamed in a million years that we would see like a Tennessee basketball payroll of around $20 million this year. It happened overnight. I will remind folks that when Dalton Connect was a free agent, Tennessee won his rights. He was a $400,000 player. And that was 2 years ago. Do you know? Is that right, Bri? 2 seasons or 3 seasons ago? How many seasons ago, Bri, was that?
2.5.
2.5. Okay.
You're going on 3 seasons removed.
3 years later, he is a probably $4 million free agent is what he is for his ability to shoot the ball like he could. It's only up. What is that, Hughie? What is that? It's only a 400% increase, or what is that? I'm not a mathematizer.
I can add. That's
400,
I have no
400. Somebody tell me on YouTube it's got a brain. Mine got fried in like 1978 when I was smoking pot as an 11-year-old. Let's see. 400,000, 4 million today. That's a 100% increase, I believe. So, pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. Hughie, week 0, what on the Thursday night card? The 1AA card. I love that the 1AA football, whatever they're going to call themselves, it's a 1,000% increase. Thank you here for the Heat. Thank you. I think it was 1,000 because 100 is 10, 1,000 is 2 zeros. And soon it'll be 1 million. It'll be a 1 million. They'll have $40 million players. I don't know when it ends, Yugi, but I don't think it does end. As long as there's no collective bargaining, like this DGG guy, I hear Tennessee's paying him $1.2 million a year. They're essentially resetting the market for a running back. Nobody pays a running back that now, Hughie, in college football. No. Nobody.
But there's Lacey is making good money at Ole Miss. Hardy at Missouri. Jaden Ball at Florida. Bo Jackson at Ohio State. But for the most, and Fletcher at Miami. But for the most part, you're right. Those aren't $1 million players. But certain guys certain talents get money despite the position they play. So, but you're right. It's going to continue to go up, 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 up. I don't know if there's an end in sight. You wonder, there's the big thing about LeBron James signing with Philly.
Yep.
There'll be like 45 college players making more than LeBron James this year. But that part of that though, obviously because the contract he signed is so low. But at the same time, yeah, that's take a half step back and think about that.
That made me giggle. Yeah, it's absurd.
Yeah.
But this is the absurdity. This is the absurdity of the era that we're living in. And here's the thing. To the coach like Lane Kiffin has a $50 million payroll. And Ron Higgins came on with us a week and a half ago. He thinks they're going to finish 8th in the SEC. Now, listen, if they finish 8th in the SEC and they're paying $50 million for their payroll, they're going to be on him like white on rice at the end of the season, Hughie.
Yeah, 8. That's interesting that he doesn't think that. Then again, if Levitt gets hurt, that's a distinct possibility. And you're right that the hunger to win. The flip side is the hunger for the fans for change. So I wouldn't. If let's put it, if Lane Kiffin loses to Ole Miss in week 3, that will be just epic. Epic meltdown.
And we're all cheering for it.
Yes,
we are all cheering for it. But Lane Kiffin's one of these guys. We had an overrated, underrated discussion this week. I think Steve Sarkisian at Texas, for having the highest payroll basically every year in the deal, he and the guy at Ohio State have the 2 highest payrolls annually. Last year, when they put that game on the field, it was like last night's game for high school. Last night's game for high school football, that was a lot of freaking talent out there on that field. Now, it was called from all over the region and in some cases all over the country. But still, that was a lot of talent on that field last night. I know what I'm looking at. Guys were flying around. Last year, that Ohio State-Texas game, though both offenses were stymied, there was a ton of talent. And now Texas goes out and adds Coleman. They go out and add the best offensive lineman from here. They go out and get their best offensive lineman. They've got kind of a patchwork deal going. I find Sarkisian overrated, but him and Lane Kiffin both cultivate the media, Hughie. I want you to tell the living listener how the national media types work. And if you are sweet and you return their phone calls and you engage them, how they write nice articles about you, because people don't believe me.
That's true. I think let's use a basketball coach who's no longer around. Rick Majerus. If you saw him 5 times a year on the court, you're like, that guy's awesome. He was always really nice with the national media. He did that those end of season hits with CBS during the tournament after his team lost. What a great guy. You talk to people who covered him on a daily basis, they despised him. We did a story on him at Sporting News. We sent in a guy, and the guy comes back and says, Majerus was awesome. He goes, it's hard to find people locally, though, that say nice things about him because he treats everybody extremely poorly. But college football coaches and college basketball coaches are notorious for treating the national media extremely nice and the local media like gum on the bottom of your shoe. So
you know who else was like that? You know who else was like that? Was Roy Williams. Because a buddy of mine ended up at North Carolina in a professional type deal, and he said Roy Williams wouldn't even blow his snot on you like a bad guy wrestler. He wouldn't even look at local media people. But when those ESPN and he was just smiling, he was that smiley grandfather, Jerry Green's buddy, and the media fawned all over him. Now, he was a great coach. He was a very successful college basketball coach. But
I think Sarkisian, though, I think if he, the one thing about Sarkisian, think about last year's team.
Yep.
The coaching, he fired a couple coaches on the defensive side of the ball. They gave up 18 points a game last year. 18. And he fired his defensive coordinator. And you're like, the problem was your offense, Steve, and you're the offensive coordinator. So he's obviously not going to fire himself. But that's Sarkisian's look back to his career. He tosses guys under the bus.
He's overrated.
And I think this year, given the amount of money they brought in 2 running backs that are costing them about $2 million total. So Raleek Brown and Hollywood Smothers. And they brought in Cam Coleman, who's extremely expensive at wide receiver. They brought in some offensive linemen. They brought in a couple of defenders. So the money that Texas is spending this year, if Sarkisian doesn't make the playoff again, like he did last year, there's going to be a groundswell of Texas fans saying, get this guy out of here. 9-3. We're not paying $40 million to go 9-3.
Titans Bills Legwater says it best, and that's that Hughie's always on point, and he's on point today. Here's who else we came up with overrated, all right? On the overrated list, Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin and Sark are both overrated because they both play the game. And both guys started together. Both guys one was down the hall from the other when Al Davis went coach hunting. If you believe that story, that Sark turned him down and Lane Kiffin said, I'll take your job at the age of 31. He was no more ready for that than I would be to teach math over at the University of Tennessee. Oh. What do you think, Hughie?
I think Kiffin is a better coach than Sarkisian. I think he's got a better offensive mind.
Mm-hmm.
But Kiffin's immaturity level, he's. I said on your show before, I made this reference the first time when my daughter was a teenager. Lane Kiffin's like a teenage girl in his social media persona. He's always picking at people, trying to make people think he's funny. He wants to get the Facebook, he wants to get the Twitter likes, all that kind of stuff. So, the LSU aspect of this, if they lose to Ole Miss, the knives will be out a little bit. But if they finish 8th like Ron Higgins, oh my God, they'll be like, oh my God, we should get Brian Kelly back.
On point.
But Kiffin is his own worst enemy at times, though I will say I think he's a really good offensive mind.
Very good offensive mind. Very good coach. Does a nice job, but
still overrated. Yeah.
He's overrated, but not commensurate with the jobs he's gotten. And Sark, as Jeff Henderson said the other day, Jeff's right. What gave Sark the right, quoting Michael Scott, where he could be USC's coach, Washington's coach, Texas coach? I mean, who is this guy?
No, that's an those are 3 pretty good jobs.
Damn straight.
Two of the top 10 jobs in college football. SC is still an awesome job. Texas, I still think Texas is the best job of all. if it's not Ohio State. You're right though. Sarkisian, his going through the Alabama car wash thing where Saban sort of rejuvenated his career. But why would his run at Alabama have led him to get the Texas job rather, considering, I guess they figured he's not the same guy he was with his personal problems at USC and Washington, but still, Sarkisian is sort of a guy who keeps falling upward.
I love Hughie. He's on point today. He's presented by Gafon Moving and Storage. He's got a mover of the week coming up, and he's got me fired up. He's got me focused, and he's got me prepared. On the underrated list, we have Kellen DeBoer, head coach at Alabama, who I think is a really good coach, but in the wrong spot. Alabama does not have the money to compete with the big boys in the league, and he did a hell of a job getting them to the playoffs last year. And look at Sark. I bet you Sark's payroll last year was $15 million more than Alabama's. I'll bet you. And this year, I'll bet you it's $20 million more. And he got Alabama, that Alabama team that Tennessee saw that really wasn't that good. Didn't have a running game. Justice Haynes went to Michigan, et cetera, because they couldn't pay him, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And they somehow got to the playoffs last year. Guy's a good coach.
I'm not sure he's underrated though. I think he's a perfect example of he should not be at Alabama. He knows what he's doing. Phenomenal success at NAIA. Rebuilt Washington in 2 years, took him to the national title game. His offense is fun to watch because they throw the deep ball. Last year's Alabama team was flawed. The roster building has changed immensely from when Saban was there. For a lot of reasons, but you're right, money is one of them. I think Kalen DeBoer is a really high-level coach. I just don't think he's at the right school. I think that he's following Saban is a losing proposition. Obviously, everybody knows that. But the idea that you're right though, he did take Alabama to the playoff last year, and that was a extremely flawed Alabama team.
That's where I'm coming from. Another guy that's underrated. Josh Heupel has only 3 games difference than Sarkisian in his career at Tennessee. He's won 10 games twice. You never hear about him in a national scope. You never hear about him. Underrated.
Interesting. I think he's another guy who's a really good offensive mind. His offense is extremely entertaining to watch. I think we're going to find out a lot more about Heupel's offense this year.
Yep.
The quarterback situation being what it is, but the running back is phenomenal. The offensive line looks like it's going to be really good.
Yep.
I think he's, again, a really good offensive guy. I'm still not 100% convinced. Well, he finally changed his defensive coordinator. Maybe he's taken a broader view now of what being a head coach is like. I think some coaches, whether they make their bones on offense or defense, have a tendency to maybe be too laser focused on that side of the ball. And then when they need to take a step back and look at the entire team, I think he did that in the off season. I still think Cignetti's underrated. I'm totally serious.
Wow.
I mean, the idea that Indiana is the defending national champion in football. If you would have said that even 5 years ago, people, you're insane. I think that to an extent, Bielema, I think people look at what Bielema did at Arkansas and say that guy can't coach. But look what he does at Illinois. Arkansas was a bad fit for Brett Bielema. I think Brett Bielema is a really good coach. Is he elite? No, but I still think he's a little bit underrated. I think Kalani Sitake is a little bit underrated at BYU because that program. They have money. Let's not forget that. But I think he has elevated BYU in a very short amount of time. And I think one of the best coaches in the country that no one ever talks about is Willie Fritz at Houston. He's won at every single level, Division II, FCS, group of 6 or group of 5, whatever you want to call it. Last year, he got Houston to 10 wins. They're going to be in the hunt, I think, for the Big 12 title this year.
Wow.
I think Willie Fritz is an awesome.
Alvide Zane says over here on YouTube, and I'm going to engage him. He said following Saban wasn't a losing proposition for Les Miles. Hey, Alvide Zane, what do you think about something? Nick Saban fled from Alabama. He didn't retire. He fled. And the reason he fled is Caleb Downs, who Saban, during the draft coverage, called one of the smartest players that he's ever coached, if not the smartest defensive player he's ever coached, was bought off his roster by Ohio State, who went on and decapitated Tennessee in that playoff game, if you'll remember. But the fact of the matter is that when that occurred, Saban looked up and said, you know what? I'm in a different reality now. I'm not at LSU, which back in the day, a great job with a rabid fan base who would help him buy a player here or there, or maybe everywhere, for all we know. Like everybody was buying players, including here. I mean, let's get real. And now the economics of the thing are that Alabama doesn't have the biggest kitty in the league anymore. I predict over the next 10 years that Alabama, I mean, look, if you look where they're picked this year in the preseason polls, I think it's about right. They're a fringe playoff team this year. That's probably what Alabama will be going forward unless they can identify a big sugar daddy or two like Tennessee has that makes it rain on them in recruiting. And Hughie, your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think that's true. Plus, Saban, when he left LSU, was not the same Saban as when he left Alabama. I mean, that's 10 years difference. There's no comparison. Saban in Alabama was the best coach in college football history. Saban in LSU was a guy who won a national title. Hell, Ed Orgeron won a national title there, so did Les Miles. It's shocking to me that Brian Kelly wasn't better at LSU. But you're right, Alabama, for all of its history and all of its, what they won 116 national titles, you do wonder about their booster base and how eager or not eager they are to open their wallets to pay for players, which is what's needed these days. If Auburn's got the Yellowwood guy, I don't know who Alabama has
they don't.
As their main benefactor.
They don't. No, they don't. But, that's right.
And Alabama after Bayer had pockets of success. Obviously, Stallings won a national title. DuBose was a bust. Shula was a bust. Francione was a bust. So Saban had a lot of stuff coalesce at the right time, and he obviously was a much better coach at that point of his career than he had been. But the idea that Saban did not have benefit of bought players while he was at Alabama, you're right. Every coach bought players to a different level back before NIL, but NIL has made it it's open now, and Alabama does not have the huge, deep-pocketed booster or boosters that is needed these days.
Well, Hugh, you did a player like Caleb Downs, pre-NIL, ever transfer out of Alabama? Let's get real here. Hell no.
Way.
That's the answer. That's right. And that was a game changer. When that occurred, like Kevin Skarbinski said, when that occurred, Nick Saban woke up and said, you know what? This has been a lot of fun. I can still probably stay in this and win a bunch of games, but I'm not in this to win a bunch of games. I'm in this for world domination. I'm in this when we win a national championship. I sometimes smile, and it looks like a little frowny face because I haven't smiled all year. Now he's smiling all the time on ESPN because he's getting paid well, and he's out of that nonsense. And it is nonsense. Hughie,
well, think about this. Saban, Mr. Uber Control.
Right.
Can you imagine him these days? Hey, Nick, there's 30 players now that we could bring in if we wanted to add to the roster. And you're like, his head would explode. We're 2 weeks from our first game. You're talking about adding players? So yeah, it's weird. And I think Kirby Smart's another one. As successful as Georgia has been,
yes,
they've taken a half step back because they're not paying the same amount of money as Texas or LSU. So what's going to happen to Kirby Smart going forward?
Underrated, overrated, Kirby Smart. What do you got?
I think he's rated about, I think what ESPN had him top tier coach. I think that he is a really good X's and O's guy. He's a really good for the way college football used to be. I think he has to prove that he still is at a truly elite coach with the way NIL works, because they've been in the playoff the last 2 years and looked bad and lost their first game both times. Let's see what happens this year. This is an important year for Kirby Smart, I think.
On the way out, your mover of the week presented by Gufan Moving and Storage. They are interstate, intercoastal, the longest owned fifth generation, shout out to Taylor, longest owned moving and storage company in these United States of America. You do not survive since the mid 1800s doing what they're doing if you're not doing something right. And they do something right every day, and that's take care of your stuff as if it's theirs. And that's exactly what they do at Gufan Moving and Storage. Hughie?
I think that this is going to sound like a cop-out, but if you're a college sports fan, you waited a long off season, and now it's time for you to sort of like wake up and get excited, because we're 1 week from the season starting. Yes, it's week 0, but good Lord, there are some really intriguing games week 0. UNC TCU won. Memphis and UNLV is gigantic week 0. And then that means we're 2 weeks away from the true start of the season. So if you're a fan, you're sort of moving up the chart. You're getting excited. You're putting this off season behind you. The ruling today out of the 10th Circuit should make you feel happier as well. So I think if you're a fan, you're going to be back on the top of the game soon, a week away, and that's a good feeling after all the BS that's happened this offseason.
You are the man. Well played by you. Thank you for engaging us today and joining, and I hope you have a great weekend, Hughie.
All right, talk to you next week. Thanks, man.
Talk about a guy that flat out gets it done. That guy right there, he moved right to left and left to right across your device. And I mean to tell you, he flat out, and I mean flat out, get her done. Brian, he knocked it out today, did he not?
Oh, yeah, he got it on. That's for sure. He's his PhD in his blood is changing by the day. Yeah, whatever that is.
He doesn't have a PhD in his, but he has a PH. Laura and I were trying to figure out the difference between mogging and maxing today. I think I've got it under control. Somebody wants to tell me what the difference between mogging and maxing is. Isn't mogging like if I try to steal your clout? Try to bring you down, try to steal your clout? And maxing is what I'm doing right now. I'm in the vein of clavicular. I might do some looks maxing. I might take a hammer to my face later on, chisel my face up. But I was looking into the mogging and maxing, and Alan Ward from WeShipFloors.com says he's eating Chinese food again today. He said, the Chinese food I'm eating today will move me. Yeah, that's right, Alan. If you eat at certain places, it'll really move you. Brian, are you a Chinese food eater?
Yeah, I had Chinese last night.
Scrap Heat Joey said, Tony, actually, you're mugging. You mug for the camera every day. Brian, when you watch our YouTube, do you think I mug for the camera?
Yeah, maybe.
865-200-5402. Kiffin's diversity advisor, Basilio, talking about looks maxing wasn't on my Singo card. Hey, listen, I get around. I go up, and I go down. But we'll come back on the other side. I want to get some calls in. This overrated, underrated conversation's fun. I want to ask you this. What did you think of DGG last night? Do you believe the hype? Now, I did some hyperbole in the first segment. Those of you that listen to the show and understand the show, and I was really impressed. I was kind of blown away by what I saw, to be honest with you. I don't know what I was expecting to see. What you have to understand is they keyed on him, and he was, I'm talking about this David Gabriel Georges guy, who we refer to as the Canadian wildfire. Wow. Whew. Man, the future is brighter than the glare. And there is a 2-light glare right now as I look at myself on YouTube. It's about 30 seconds after I say something. It's about the delay I get on YouTube. So I look at myself and wince and cringe. But there's a double light shining off my bald head on the top. And this George guy is out of control. Good. Now, I compared him in the first hour in hyperbolic sense. I said it has to be like what the way I felt last night had to be the way Les Paul felt when he was walking through the village. And as the account goes, he looked into an empty hall, and there was a young Jimi Hendrix up there plugged in playing. And Les Paul with Mary Ford, Les Paul had to be sitting there going, I started this. This guy's going to drive it to the next level. Josh Heupel started this. And that guy is going to drive it to the next level. That looked like a special talent out there on that field last night. And if the damn officials, and if you're an official and you're listening to me, can I share something with you? Let the freaking kids play, okay? You don't have to call every foul that you see. Show some discretion tonight when you're calling games. You don't have to throw every flag, okay? I mean, you don't have to be so damn militant at a high school football game. Nobody comes to, if I can channel a little Watson Brown here, and John Adams, nobody comes to a high school game to watch you throw flags. It was not Flag Day last night, you clowns. And if you were a part of that crew last night, you embarrassed yourself. I'm just kidding. But you know that was embarrassing. If you were a part of that crew last night, you know that was embarrassing. Let the game breathe, man. Let the game breathe.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
Tona B, inviting you to experience the Collins Insurance difference. And what's that? How about multiple top carriers that you can trust? Like Erie, they underwrite our entire Rainier studio and everything around it. Travelers, Hartford, Hanover, Progressive. We do what's right because we care. In today's technology-driven world, maintaining the human touch, Bruce Springsteen, is one of our main focuses. We deliver the best customer service humanly possible. We give you someone that you can actually call or sit in front of. Imagine that. No call centers here. Experience the Collins Insurance difference. Check them out at collinsinsuranceTN.com, and they're Mrs. B approved. Collins Insurance. TB with a few serious questions. You feeling tired, foggy, you gaining weight, or you just don't feel like yourself anymore? Hormone therapy is finally becoming mainstream, but it's truly something my man, Dr. Tom Rogers, has been doing for over 20 years. Dr. Rogers at Performance Medicine wants you to feel your best, and he treats both males and females. So, guys, we can do this as a family. At Performance Medicine, hormone therapy is personalized to you. If you're dealing with hot flashes or mood swings or low energy, decreased libido, fatigue, muscle loss, stubborn weight gain, it might be time to find out what your body really needs. No shame in this game. You can do something about all the above. Performance Medicine offers customized hormone treatment plans based on comprehensive lab testing with options like pellets, creams, patches, oral medications, and injections. The goal is simple. Help you feel like yourself again. Next level. Make your life better. Take it to the higher plane. Visit performancemedicine.net. Schedule your consultation today. You'll feel your best with Performance Medicine.
Big news, Basilio family. Get ready because the 2026 Knoxville real estate market is officially shifting into high gear. All signs are pointing toward a record-breaking year, and the energy across East Tennessee is absolutely electric right now. Whether you've been dreaming of finding that next home, looking to capitalize on your current equity, or ready to dive into the investment world, the timing has never been better. Having a game plan is the key to winning in this fast-paced market, and I'm ready to help. Give me a call, Jennifer Morris, at 865-694-5904, or reach out at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and go Vols.
Basilio here with the great Chad Stockton of FC Alliance. And Chad, I can hear it in the background, brother. It's World Cup season, and you guys are in the middle of it. Talk to me.
We are excited. Our U9 through U12 trials just kicked off today for our locations in Knoxville and in Johnson City. So we're ready to offer any player top-level competition, top-level training anywhere they want to be in Northeast Tennessee. In our programs, we offer competitive play for anywhere from 9-year-olds to 19-year-olds. We've got two locations. Our location in Knoxville is kind of our home base, and our location up in Johnson City in the Tri-Cities area is our FC Alliance North. Both locations are growing tremendously, and we're excited about what the future holds here at both locations.
Growing the beautiful game in the season of the World Cup. Chad Stockton, how can folks get more information?
Go to our website, FC Alliance or FCAllianceNorth.org. And both locations, we're happy to serve the beginning player or the more experienced player, because what we will promise is the top-level training and top-level leagues that we can play in for all of our players.
Growing the beautiful game in Knoxville and now also in the Tri-Cities. FC Alliance. Thank you, Chad Stockton.
Thanks, buddy.
Okay, so we really need uniforms and equipment for this season. Can I trust you with that? Cool, I'll just order them online. What? Yeah, I'm going to hop online and I'm going to get them ordered. Hold up, that's not a good idea. We shouldn't just spend money on some random online retailer, okay? I mean, it seems pretty convenient. Trust me, it's a terrible idea. Let me simplify this for you. SM Athletics. Okay, how do you pronounce it? SM Athletics? They're the go-to for uniforms and equipment, whether it's for universities, high schools, youth leagues, you name it. So why wouldn't you rather go with professionals who can guide us through the process, design the perfect uniforms, and deliver the best equipment? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. What's the name again? SM Athletics. Right. It's definitely smarter to go with a company that emphasizes customer service, fair pricing, and, of course, excellent products. Exactly. So, yeah, I guess it's settled then. For uniforms and equipment for all sports, it's SM Athletics.
When a dangerous, overgrown, or storm-damaged tree is threatening your home, your car, or your family, don't risk it. Call ECR Total Landscapes, your local tree cutting experts. From precision tree removal and trimming to emergency storm cleanup, ECR Total Landscapes has the equipment and the experience to get the job done safely and efficiently. Call today to set up your free estimate, 865-384-2012, or just go online to ecrtotallandscapes.com.
The High Noon line of hard seltzers is always a winner and always next level. High Noon vodka seltzers come in 14 flavors with real vodka and real fruit juice. Only 100 calories with no sugar added, and it's gluten-free. Personally, I'm partial black cherry and pineapple. 14 flavors. That's as many bad takes as I've got in a week. In the mood for a kick? Try High Noon vodka iced tea in 6 refreshing flavors, including peach and lemon, green tea, and half and half. Feeling adventurous? Check out High Noon tequila seltzer in 6 refreshing flavors, including my favorite, Blood Orange. High Noon Real Vodka. Real fruit juice. Live like the sun is always out. Brought to you by High Noon Spirits Company. Must be 21 and over to enjoy responsibly.
Preparing food for a big gathering can really take it out of you. That's why you need to call Calhoun's and check out their selection of party platters. Whether you're hosting a party for the big game, a reunion, or just an everyday gathering, a Calhoun's party platter is next level. Choose from Calhoun's always excellent chicken tenders, fly with Calhoun's wings, or boneless wings with a variety of dipping sauces, award-winning next-level melt-your-mouth barbecue ribs, or delicious spinach artichoke dip, or get one of each. Plus, if you're doing burgers or sandwiches, Calhoun's has lots of side dishes like spinach Maria, baked cinnamon apples, Smoky Mountain baked beans, or creamy coleslaw. Available in pints, quarts, and gallons. And to finish things off, pick up one of Calhoun's great desserts to go, including homemade cheesecake or key lime pie. Calhoun's, simply your go-to party headquarters. With 9 locations all over East Tennessee, you can order online and just pick it up. Calhoun's, one of the Copper Cellar family of restaurants, along with Chesapeake's, Copper Cellar, Corner 16, Cherokee Grill, and Smoky Mountain Brewery. Eat local, eat good.
Nothing makes you realize how much you rely on your air conditioner like a scorching hot day in East Tennessee. You want more than a technician. You want someone you can trust. Schedule Pipe Wrench's $79 AC tune-up now because the heat is here. Our certified technicians inspect, clean, and fine-tune your HVAC system to help it run efficiently and reliably while reducing the risk of breakdowns when you need it most. And while we're there, we can also recommend ways to improve your indoor air quality for cleaner, healthier air throughout your home. For more than 20 years, homeowners across Knoxville, Maryville, Oak Ridge, and surrounding communities have trusted Pipe Wrench Home Services for dependable comfort. And with our same-day service guarantee, you won't be left waiting when comfort matters most. Schedule your $79 AC tune-up today at PipeWrench.com. Same-day service guaranteed, or the visit is free. Offer valid on standard systems only. Visit PipeWrench.com for details.
Basilio here with my buddy, Connexial Kristen.
Hey, Tony. Good to see ya. Connexial builds fleet technology that helps transportation and logistics companies win big. Live GPS, easy ELD and compliance tools, AI dash cameras, and asset tracking, all backed by the .1 U.S. customer support team. Want a better playbook for your operations? Visit Connexial.com/Tony. That's KONEXIAL.com/Tony. Connexial, built for drivers, trusted by fleets, and proud Vol fans.
But chill back with you. I got a question for you. And it was just asked by Hewitt Pruitt during the timeout. You down with DGG? Now, Tony Vitello and myself are going to sing this to you. Okay? We're going to do a little adaptation of this. Do you feel me? Because last night in Chattanooga, somebody felt this. Okay. Last night in Chattanooga, somebody felt this. Now. All right, you ready? This is a little track from Naughty by Nature. Not 'Cause I Hate You. Not 'Cause I Hate You. Not 'Cause I Hate You. Brian, would you like to participate in this, or would you like to sit this one out? What are your instincts telling you based on
if it's
past 20 years?
If it's singing, or I probably better just not make it worse.
All right, I'm going to ask you, and you're gonna spit back to me. Yeah, you know me. And maybe do Richard Murfreesboro. You ready? You down with DGG?
I tell you what, I've trained all kinds of football players all over the place.
You know me, Richard.
He's got natural moves, and he's just going to be the king in the weight room.
Richard, it's you know me. Let's try it again, Richard. You down with DGG?
You know me. You know me, Tony.
So I'm down with DGG. You ready? You down with DGG?
DGG.
You down with GGG?
Come on.
You down with DGG? Am I on? Who's down with DGG?
I'm on. Yeah, I'm down with DGG.
I mean,
what kind of? I'll get some shoes for him.
You down with DGG? Pretty incredible. I'm not gonna lie to you. What I witnessed last night. Dumas 85. I certainly don't have a PhD, and that's why I'm listening to Tony B. You got a PhD? There's a lot of people with PhDs that listen to this, believe it or not. They enjoy whatever they enjoy. You down with DGG? Brian, we ought to do that with your we ought to do a version of that and record it with all your little well, just go through your catalog of characters. Barbara Dooley, ready? you down with DGG?
I'm dumber than hell, and I'm down with DGG.
Back to the phones we go. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
What's up, Tony? Grant in Birmingham. How are you?
Grant in Birmingham, what's your level of pumpitude with what you saw last night through your TV beam, my friend?
This is how I'll describe it. I think I haven't called in a couple months. Not that I haven't been listening some, but that game last night, and I'm not I follow recruiting. I like tracking it, but I'm not someone who, gets hooked on super early. Even these big recruits you get, you got to wait until you see it in college guy. What I watched last night, and I think I'm a lot like you, Tony. I'd seen the highlights, I'd seen this little YouTube highlights, but I never sat down and watched a full game before. That was unbelievable. And again, I'm one to not generally get overly excited about 5 stars and all that. I mean, I'm a big, you got to have them. You got to recruit well, all that. Of course. But, we've just learned over the years that you never know. Some guys are awesome. They hit, Jalen Hurd that's actually who that's the last time I can remember a recruit being that notorious and then living up to it in high school games. Now I'm not comparing to Jalen Hurd because Jalen Hurd's nowhere close to as good as this kid is. But
you know what he looked
Jalen
like?
Hurd was good, and he came.
Great.
You know what he looked like? And he came to Tennessee, and he was good.
You know what he looked like? He looked like LeBron James back in the McDonald's All-American game.
Yeah.
You just kind of looked at him and you were like, what in the hell is going on out here? This guy's so much better than everybody else.
Right. And my thing is it's, you see these high school players all the time in highlights and whatever, and they have crazy highlights that, they're doing it against, 2 or 3A kids or whatever. I mean, and I'm not saying every single kid on BA is going to be an SEC player, but Brentwood Academy, not to get into the high school wars and everything. I mean, I actually am from Brentwood, but I didn't go to BA, but that's probably the second best team in the state. There's plenty of D1 players on that team last night, and he put up 250 yards offense. And it's not he put up 250 yards offense. It's not like he broke, a couple 75-yard runs, which all due respect to the receiver from BA. He had a nice night. He had 130 yards or whatever. Well, he caught an 80-yard touchdown when he got behind the secondary. That's not how DGG got his yards. He had to absolutely fight, scratch, claw. He was never open. They were over him the whole. Just somehow every play turned, when he had nowhere to go, it felt like into an 8 or 12-yard run. And if you gave him any daylight, it's an immediate 25 or 30 yards. I mean, it was crazy. Again, I'm I'm normally skeptical. I'm jaded. I'm wait till I see him on campus.
Me too.
You said it earlier in the show, Tony.
Yep.
You said it, and I would have never thought I'd say this. You could run him up to Knoxville right now, and at worst, he is splitting carries with a freaking 1,000-yard returning SEC back that we got. And I'm a big Deshaun Bishop guy.
At worst.
I love
At
Deshaun
worst.
Bishop.
No, you're being honest.
At worst. You're
no,
right. You're right. You're right. I literally think we could put him up here in 2 weeks against Furman. And if you're being honest, he would be the number one back.
You and I both follow hoops, right? When you see those
Correct.
5-star guys in hoops and you watch them and they pop right off your screen at you, you always say, man, what would it be like to get one of those guys to come to your school? Because very seldom do one of those guys come here. That guy last night is one of those guys, and that is a stone cold truth.
And I mean, my thing is, I've texted and talking to my brother some about it. Like, I never doubted, honestly, just because of what I hear people say that you've said. Like, I was really never one to truly doubt the whole pay him $2 million a year thing for a running back. People obviously are critical of that, especially opposing fan bases and whatever. Just because I did respect how good this guy seemed to be. But after watching him for an entire game, I totally get it. I mean, we would have been an idiot. We would have been crazy to let money be the issue, not to land this kid. I mean, I'd pay him probably more than $2 million, as crazy as that sounds. And I know what the market value for running back is. I get all that. That as a kid, after watching him on ESPN2 last night, you truly had to do whatever it takes to land him. And again, we said that all summer. You said it all summer on your show. But it's like seeing is believing. Buddy, I am a believer after last night. And obviously, like I think Brian said it, now it's just you hope and pray that you get him there healthy. But I mean, it's to me, and I texted my brother this last night too. I said, in today's day and age, it's extremely rare to say what I'm about to say. And I'm not going to say he would get a full pass for this year, because that's just not how it works. But I really think DGG is as close to a get out of jail free card for Heupel this year as I can remember in this era. Now again, I'm not saying people won't be mad if we go 6-6.
Yes, sir.
But I mean, I think that he is the rarest of rare recruits in 2026 that I think people will give again, I'm not saying they'll forget or they won't be angry calling into your post-game show if we lose to South Carolina or something. But like, I think people will stomach and get over whatever happens this year. One with as long as you see somewhat of the quarterback play looking like it's bright,
that's right.
Assuming stays on, makes some
That's
plays.
the key.
That's number one.
That's the key. That's it. Yeah, that is the key.
Correct.
Yes. Yep.
Now it's a little different if they just completely both flop, but I don't think that's going to happen. They'll have struggles, but I don't think they're going to both completely flop. But as long as you get somewhat of encouraging quarterback play, and you have this kid coming in, I want to win every game this year. Don't get me wrong. But if we go 6-6, that'll suck. And you got this guy coming in. I don't really care what the record is. And I don't know what you think about that, but like I said, you just don't have many of those anymore. But I think that's how good this kid looks. But I think you'll have a lot of fans at least that'll feel like that.
This DGG guy, after watching him last night in Heupel's offense, there are so many intriguing things they can do with him. It's got to be crazy the amount of things they can do with him.
And again, Tony, he's having and Baylor's got lots of good players. I'm not going to sit here and act like, there's some little tiny school and he does everything. But like, again, every single play last night, Brentwood Academy is fully focused on him. Now, teams will be aware of him when he comes to Tennessee and they'll game plan for him. But like, you got dynamic receivers, you got an elite quarterback or a good quarterback. I'm not going to call him elite yet. A good quarterback next year. Like, he's going to have way more room to run, and teams aren't just going to fully be able to focus on him like they are at the high school level, which I think opens up a whole nother thing. Because I just go back to last night. He rarely had much room to run. That's not a knock on. I'm not trying to knock on high school O-linemen or anything. That's just a fact of watching the game last night. He basically, every rushing yard he got, I felt like, or at least let's say 80% of the rushing yards he got last night, I felt like were almost him by himself, because that Brentwood Academy front seven I thought was really good for a high school front seven.
I'll tell you,
he would just drag him. He'd just drag him for 10 yards.
A really idiotic thing that I think, and I'm not comparing the two, but now I know why people comp him to Adrian Peterson. I thought to myself,
you're right. It's like I'm laughing at it, but I agree.
I laughed at it. I thought, who in the world is going to compare a high school kid to Adrian Peterson? Well, after you watch him last night, And again, that was a very good team he played. There's some Division I players over there, including one coming to Tennessee. They were keying on him, like as in keying on him. He got hit several times, like Brian Hartman said, before they got him on the ground. A couple times it was 7, 8 guys he would carry. And a lot of these highlight films, let's keep it real here, okay? When you watch a lot of these highlight films, it's like Harrison Bailey back in the day, throwing against air, throwing to air. That's not what last night was. Last night was a hard-fought high school football game that was a rematch of the state championship game last year. And the kids from Nashville came to play last night. And it was hard hitting. If the officials would have gotten out of the way, Grant, that would have been a very good football game. If they would have gotten out of the way,
that was brutal. Thankfully, I had to put my kids down put them down to bed in the first half, so I missed some of that ref show. I felt like it was a little better in the second half. Maybe someone had got on the phone call to the refs of the half, but that was crazy. But yeah, I mean, the AP thing. Obviously, you don't expect that, but I get the comps. I mean, I've heard a lot of people, comparing like a Todd Gurley or Nick Chubb, some of the guys Georgia's had.
I'll take those guys.
And again, I sound crazy saying that, but that's what I thought. He's better than them. Those are first round running backs.
Oh,
but like,
hey, you heard Dustin Fox say it last night. Dustin Fox said this guy's gonna be a first round pick. He's not. Yeah, he's not on there to hype. It's a guy that works in Cleveland, does what I do in Cleveland. Played in the NFL several years. He's on the Bull and Fox midday show. Dustin Fox he's a straight shooter. You ought to hear him call the Cleveland Browns out when the Browns peter out like they do every season. And he last night said, "Hey, I'm just going to tell you what this is. This is a professional player on the field here. This is what this guy is."
Yeah, and I will say the one other thing that stuck out to me is because they talked about it when he committed. There was a lot of, and obviously he's in phenomenal shape, but all the talk about, he gets better as the game. And, I kind of roll my eyes at that kind of stuff sometimes. They said that about everybody. That in the last night, that kid was a different animal in the second half. And again, I get he's going against high schoolers. He's not going against SEC players last night. But there are some SEC players out there, one obviously coming to Tennessee.
Yeah.
I mean, he was so much better in the second half. And those BA, and I get it. I don't even blame them. Those BA linebackers looked like they were, and safeties were so tired of trying to tackle him. They weren't quitting. They were playing hard. I was impressed by Brown Academy, like I've said. But it looked like they wanted no more of that. And that was the longer the game went, the more they gave him touches. It's kind of like they were going with everybody in the first half. They didn't give him the ball very much, but obviously they know what they're doing. They knew what they had in their back pocket. And in that second half, they unleashed it, just gave it to him, 80% of the time. And that was somebody who truly was getting stronger as the game went on.
Thank you, my man. Good talking to you. He's right.
Man, he's no Cedric Houston, man. He never ran with the sprinters, man.
Hey, Mike Griffin. Hey, Griff.
You down
with OPP?
Down with OPP and DGG, man.
You down with DGG?
No Cedric Houston, man.
Even I spit on my own bed.
He never ran with the sprinters. He never picked up trash on campus, man.
I spit on my own bed. Here we go. You down with GGG?
Down with GGG, man.
Let's go back to our phones. It's hey, you know me. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
Me, man.
Hey, Tony, this is Mike in San Antonio. Happy Friday, and I appreciate you taking my call.
Mike in San Antonio, welcome in. Sleepy little town down around San Antonio. Welcome in, brother.
Oh, yeah. Now, I'm also near China Grove, I think I told you before. Yep, right outside of San Antonio.
Nice.
Yep. Could you do me a favor and then ask me that question, the Naughty by Nature question?
All right. Hey, Mike in San Antonio, you down with DGG?
Yeah, you know me. Hey, Tony, you down with DGG?
You know me.
You down with OCD?
I have OCD.
So does me. Okay.
Who else has OCD? Every last body.
Yeah, you know me.
Yep, we're a couple of simpletons.
Yep, that's why I love you. Oh, me. But yeah, I'm definitely down with DGG, and I'm going to let you know about a tweet that I made last night. And let me know if I'm wrong or whether you agree with me. During that game, I tweeted out that if I were Josh Heupel or Glenn Earlby, I'd get off my ass right now, start picking up the phones, and start calling every young offensive lineman out there to line that kid up an offensive line for the future. I'm not talking about this year. I'm not talking about next year. I'm talking about lining that kid up some security. Yeah, he's making big money. He's going to be making big money. But we got to do everything we can to invest more into that offensive line, invest in that kid to guarantee he's going to be here for at least 3 years. Am I right or am I wrong?
No, it's a wonderful point by you. No, it's that's correct. But you know what?
Yeah, and I got grief
that.
about it, Tony, on Twitter. I got grief about it. People telling me I was a hater.
No,
we got a good young offensive line, bro.
No, they're going to do that. You always try to upgrade your football team. It's what the portal's all about. No, nobody knows what's on the offensive line. People say we have a good young offense. That people don't know that. They don't know what's behind these guys.
It hasn't played it down yet.
Yeah, you never know. That's right.
Yep.
I do know one thing. This kid has exemplary talent. There's very little doubt that's true.
Not only that, a good football IQ from what I've seen.
Oh, my gosh.
From what I saw last night, the way I think there was a pistol snap, quarterback, fumbled the ball. He picked that thing up. We probably got about good 6 yards out of it. And the guy shoots that offensive line like he's shot out of a cannon.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
my favorite.
To sum it up, I'm down with DGG.
Yeah, I know you. Thank you. 865-200-5402 if you want to get in the hunt and in the mix with us and in the mix and in the hunt. On a day where Hewitt Pruitt's turned me into a simpleton by asking me if I'm down with DGG. I always thought the hook line in that, I'm looking up the lyrics to it, okay? And yes, my smartphone's going to think I'm pretty stupid when I asked it for the lyrics to the chorus of Naughty by Nature, OPP. The lyric is, you down with DGG? Yeah, you know me. You down with DGG? Yeah, you know me. You down with DGG? Yeah, you know me. Who's down with DGG? And the lyric is this whole party. I always thought that lyric was every last body. But those guys are from New Jersey, and that makes sense that they would go, this whole party. Whole party. Anyway. It's a great jam. They sample the Jackson 5 for that. And what is DGG? He not a 1-star. He not a 2-star. He not a 3-star. When I was in Kennett Square outside of Philly with my brother, we went to a Korean restaurant. And this lady, she goes, you like hot? You like hot? She was from Thailand. For eating Thai food. And she goes, oh, 1-star, no taste. 5-star, hot. 5-star, hot. That's how she explained it. I got 3-star. AVL full. Yeah, I think I know what that is. AVL full. I think I'm of age here, big buddy, big boy. Five-star! Brian, did that kid look 5-star? And by the way, Cinco's got a great point. When you see a 5-star player, you shouldn't have to identify the 5-star player on the field. You should be able to take somebody to a sporting event that doesn't know anything about that sport, and they should look out there and see the 5-star player. I've always thought that's an accurate description of those people. And that's who that guy is.
Yeah, he probably needs more than 5 stars.
Debowden
six-star.
79 says, first time through the chorus, it is every last homie. Okay, thank you. That's kind of what I thought. I thought it was every last body, but every last homie, something like that. Not this whole party. When that kid, as Melvin said, flipped up in the air and landed on his feet and kept running, that was unbelievable. That's exactly right. And that was the first carry of the game. He wasn't even warmed up yet. I mean, that'd be like, for you guitar players out there, like opening a gig and playing Eruption. Like you haven't even warmed your hands up yet, and you're just playing Eruption. Go! You think Officer Beef is down with DGG right now? Let's go back to our phones.
You know me.
Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
6 on.
Hey, Tony.
Yes.
Hey, this is Daniel, first-time caller. Been listening to your show for over a year, and just want to say how much I enjoy the show, enjoy listening to what everybody's got to say and all the calls in. Just kind of wanted to get your thought, just looking at the schedule, and one thing that you always say is it's hard to win in this league, especially on the road.
Yes.
And you never take a win for granted. Our first 3 games are against non-SEC opponents, but after that we have 9 straight. And I was just curious, is there anybody that you feel like, just because of the strength of schedule for some of these other teams, I mean, they're going to be beat up, they're going to be tired, they're going to have a long season ahead. Is there anybody that you would say, hey, we may have a shot to be able to get a win just based off their schedule and just how tired that they're going to be at that time?
We're going to do, you know, it's funny you mentioned that because we're going to do that next week. We're going to pick apart opponent schedules, and if it's advantageous, the time that we're catching them. That's exactly, you read my mind. But I will tell you this, the one game that concerns me from that, and it's a reversal from what you're talking about, when Tennessee plays South Carolina, Carolina comes up on an off week. Depending on the kind of season they're having and the health of their football team when we get them, we will be in the middle of several games in a row, and they will be coming off a bye week, and it's a difficult place for us to play. And it's always been a strange series anyway. That game concerns me, the road game with Carolina. How about you?
I mean, the thing is, I mean, I feel like, I mean, that's always a tough place to play. I've been to Columbia, I think, 6 times.
Wow.
I have a friend that lives down there, so we always try to go to that game. I was actually there in 2022. We were probably 3 yards behind the 50. And as a, Tennessee fan, I've been to a lot of road games. It probably was the most difficult, if not worst, road experience I'd ever had. Obviously, that was when Hendon Hooker went down, and we made Spencer Rather look like a Heisman Trophy candidate. And I mean, so it was a pretty rough night for the Tennessee fans that were there. But I mean, South Carolina, I know it looks like they're kind of trying to bounce back, but that's just one I feel like, again, you never take a road game for granted. You just never know what's going to happen, how we're going to show up, how we're going to be able to respond to those fans, and even what's the demeanor of our team going to be. We were in, I have a friend of mine, we went to Mississippi State last year, and, that was a nail biter. And on paper, you're like, we should beat Mississippi State. But when you go down there and you have 65,000 fans ringing those cowbells galore, it's just hard to win on the road. And again, like you always say, you never take those games for granted.
No. And in this league, especially, you can't look. Texas last year sat at home and didn't get a chance to play for the national championship with one of the more expensive rosters in the deal because they took their eye off the prize and thought they were going to walk the dog on Florida. South Carolina concerns me. It really does. It concerns me. But hey, listen, we're going to do that next week. We're going to take you under advisement. And anything else you'd care to add on your first call to the show? And don't be a stranger.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely want to keep it. I got to meet you last year. Obviously, I know you probably don't remember. You met a lot of people, but I came to Calhoun's on the River with my good friend Parker. So I want to give him a shout out. No, he called yesterday and talked about the jerseys. I'm kind of with him, Tony. Not the biggest fan of the of the new jerseys, but I'm sure once I kind of get to be a little bit more open to it, maybe I'll be accepting. But looking forward to coming to Calhoun's on the River this year, and just wanted to say, keep up the good work. I enjoyed. I'm a teacher, and so once I get out of school, whatever I don't catch that on my lunch break, love getting to hear the callers and see what everybody says, and get to take that time to listen to your all thoughts on the game. But appreciate what you do, and go Vols, and hope you have a good weekend, Tony.
God bless you, man, and keep teaching, brother. We need good people in that profession. Thank you. We need great people like yourself. I've had a bunch of teachers in my family growing up, including my brother. My brother Ray, my oldest brother, 18 years older than me, taught at my high school. Somebody just shouted out Sean Lane, said that was his favorite guitarist of all time. Sean left the world way too soon. Great fusion player, jazz fusion player. I went down the other night the Alan Holdsworth rabbit hole. Another insane. That's what I see from DGG, all kidding aside. Like, that kid's got a little bit of brilliance that not a lot of people have. I don't know if it pans out for him. I don't know if it pans out in college or not. Nobody knows what the future holds. But I guess what it does is it makes me want to ask Mark in Columbus right now, you down with OPP? No, I'm sorry. I keep spitting on the bit, damn it. You down with DGG?
You know me. Come on. You know me. Come on. Come on.
Let's go back to our phones.
Come on.
Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
How you doing, Tony? Blake in Chattanooga.
Hey, Blake and Chatty. Welcome in.
Man, I went to that game last night, saw it live. It was a zoo, an absolute zoo. An hour before the game, the parking like on campus in the school is full. You're having to find places and surrounding areas to park and walk. That's what me and my brother did. We got there about an hour beforehand, and we should have got there about 2 hours beforehand. So the city of Chattanooga showed up to watch last night. It was packed, and this kid was moving different. I've seen him at least once or twice every year he's been there, and every year it's not just a step forward. It's been a giant leap.
So you're telling me this kid's taking a step?
Oh yeah, absolutely. He gets better. He's gotten better and better every time I've seen him. And
know what I like?
His footwork and his balance that's really impressive to me. The way he's able to break tackles, that his first carry leaps in the air, gets turned over, lands on his hands, guides himself down, and turns around and keeps going. Like, that's, you can teach a little bit of something. You can't teach what he's got.
No. And that's what I was getting at too with like guitar. Like guitar, I could learn the chords and the patterns and all that stuff and maybe play something that sounds pretty good every once in a while and pleases me and pleases some others. But when you watch and listen to people that are just touched and gifted and you just kind of go, okay, well, that guy's touched and gifted. I'll be the best I can be. And last night, man, that what was the stadium response like to him as it went on? And you knew he was putting on a show.
The longer it went on, the more phones you saw come out because everybody wanted to get it on video. Everybody was locked in and focused, fired up. The oohs and ahs every time he broke another tackle, it just got louder and louder.
I mean,
it was truly a spectacle for a lot of people's first time seeing him. I heard people talk about it, say, "Hey, yeah, it's the first time we're getting to see him," and man, it was worth it. He put on a show, and it wasn't like one of the previous callers said. It wasn't just breaking big runs to pad the stats for the night off the 2 carries. He was fighting. Like 10-yard runs were hard fought, and it was beautiful to watch.
If Danny White was Catholic's AD, he would charge $300 a ticket to get into that game, and they would fill the place up in several weeks.
You're damn right.
Yeah.
Tony, you got to get down to Chattanooga to see this kid live.
Not going to happen, but I would love to, but not going to happen. But I can't wait to see the guy next year in Knoxville. And the thing I love about the kid, I just he's a humble kid, man. He works really hard. He's a team-oriented guy. You could tell last night he didn't do any of this. He didn't do any of this mugging for the camera. He didn't do anything. He just plays
None of that.
football.
He's celebrating with his guys too.
Yeah, and they
celebrate all his touchdowns
him.
came in the second half.
Yep.
It was his teammates that were shining in the first, and he was all for it.
Yep. And
I
they
love seeing that out of a guy like him.
Yes. Yep. You're the man.
All about
Blake.
his teammates.
I appreciate it, brother. It was I'm glad you got a chance to do that. Hey, Blake, if people would have known the show that you were going to have, you think you could have gotten those tickets for $11? There's no way. Those tickets would have long been gone,
I don't
man.
see how. I think it's just because it is high school, but I'm surprised with it being Baylor, a private school, that they can't just make whatever price they feel like.
Yeah. You're exactly right. It's pretty next level to see somebody live up to it. Were you expecting him to be that good? Or has he gotten better since the last time you saw him, since you went several times last year?
I knew he was going to be good because I knew some of his coaches at the time that were talking to me when he was a sophomore, and they're saying, "Just wait on it. This kid's going to be legit." So I was expecting him to be good, but I didn't know how good they were talking, and it's pretty next level. I've been around good ball players and seen good ball players with my own eyes. I've coached some good ball players. I've played with good ball players, but the way this kid moves, his footwork, his balance, the way he sees the field, his change of direction it's next level stuff. It's different.
When they threw that pass, that little wheel route thing to him out in the flat in the end of the second quarter, and he made like 9 guys miss. And
they had to rip his helmet off.
And they finished the run. That's exactly right. He finished the run to the point where they had to rip his helmet off. You do not see guys do that. Generally, when you're watching high school highlight films, it's guys running against air, and you have no idea what you're looking at. Last night, you had every idea what you're looking at if you watch that sport. That kid is really, really, really got a high upside.
Especially if you watch a full game of his, because highlight tapes, everybody's going to put their best stuff on a highlight tape, but watching a full game of a good player like this, you'll learn a lot about him. And this guy runs hard every play. Every time he touches the ball, he runs as hard as he can.
I love him.
Gets better and better as the game goes. And kind of like the Derrick Henry aspect. Not saying he's going to be Derrick Henry.
No.
Derrick gets better as the game goes on, and so does this kid.
That's what I want in the back, and I appreciate you. That's also called, there's also an instinct for that, too. Like, I'm going to finish you off right now. Hey, look, I watch UFC. You know what the great fighters have? The great fighters have that tank in the 5th round. You're in a championship fight. The great prize fighters of the day, back in the day, I don't watch much boxing now, but the great prize fighters in the great days of the glory of boxing, you knew when you got in the later rounds with those guys, you better finish this guy because he's going to get better as the fight goes on.
That's why you get in the treadmill and you run 15 miles an hour to get in shape to do that.
All right, Brian, do you have an Andy in you? Here we go.
I haven't really perfected Andy much.
All right, give me.
I mean, I'll try to come up with one.
Who are we going to ask if they are down with DGG, Brian? Who are we going to do?
W. Lynn.
All right, here we go. Hey, W. Lynn, you down with DGG?
You know, mate, Tony.
You got to dream about buying some land and building on that land? Well, Waterside Contracting is your ticket. 25 years of making dreams come true, Michael Scott. For hundreds in our area, custom homes or remodels, Waterside Contracting will build on your lot. They do incredible work all over the area. Structural integrity, quality without compromise. It's a way of life with Waterside Contract. Check out the wonderful work Waterside does. WatersideContractingLLC.com. When it's time for your dreams to come true. Quality without compromising. Waterside Contracting. He doesn't always drink beer, but when he does, he definitely prefers Dos Equis. That's right. The most interesting man in the world has returned, and he's more interesting than ever before. His phone is addicted to him. All of his teeth, all are wisdom teeth. So raise a Dos Equis to the man, the myth, the legend. And remember, stay thirsty, my friends. Dos Equis, enjoy responsibly. 2026 Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Chilio here, and you know my friends at Carnes Motor Company started with a dream over a quarter century ago. I met Rob and Brian back when I still had hair, and they were working at a huge dealership in West Knoxville. But they told me back then they wanted to sell cars on their terms, and I wanted to do radio on my terms. Their terms, just like my terms, are ultimately your terms. In both cases, you're the winner. A Car Guru's National Award winner with a 5-star rating on all sites, just like our Vols. Everything about buying a car from Carnes Motor Company is no hassle. They specialize in high-quality pre-owned vehicles between the $5,000 to $25,000 range. And if you need to sell a car, they'll either buy your car or they'll help you sell it. Carnes Motor Company also has a top-notch service department. Therefore, every vehicle is rigorously inspected and serviced prior to delivery. So you're guaranteed to get a quality pre-owned vehicle every time. If you need a place for service, they've got you covered. Come be a part of the Carnes Motor Company family and tell them you heard about it from me. Online at carnesmotor.com, Oak Ridge Highway, 1 mile past the Carnes light. Carnes Motor Company. Like our 2026 football Vols, score a T3 TD every time with T3 Vodka, Tennessee's premium vodka, handcrafted with passion, precision, and a whole lot of pride. Right here, handcrafted in the majesty of the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. Quality around here isn't just a promise, it's a way of life. And T3's filtered 10 times, 80 proof of vodka, delivering a smoothness unmatched. This dedication to excellence has earned T3 Vodka prestigious accolades, like a 5-time gold medal award-winning vodka and your SIPS Consumer Choice Award medal winner as well. Whether you're sipping it neat, on the rocks, mixing your favorite cocktail, T3 Vodka, your choice for a premium award-winning experience. Be like Maury Hanks. Score a T3 TD. Ask for T3 Vodka by name at restaurants and wine and liquor stores today. Drink it neat, drink it right, and score a T3 TD all 2026 long. Tennessee's Premium Vodka, T3, Tennessee's Premium Vodka, distributed by Empire Distributors of Tennessee.
Big news, Basilio family. Get ready because the 2026 Knoxville real estate market is officially shifting into high gear. All signs are pointing toward a record-breaking year, and the energy across East Tennessee is absolutely electric right now. Whether you've been dreaming of finding that next home, looking to capitalize on your current equity, or ready to dive into the investment world, the timing has never been better. Having a game plan is the key to winning in this fast-paced market, and I'm ready to help. Give me a call, Jennifer Morris, at 865-694-5904, or reach out at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and go Vols.
Basilio here with the great Chad Stockton of FC Alliance. And Chad, I can hear it in the background, brother. It's World Cup season, and you guys are in the middle of it. Talk to me.
We are excited. Our U9 through U12 trials just kicked off today for our locations in Knoxville and in Johnson City. So we're ready to offer any player top-level competition and top-level training anywhere they want to be in Northeast Tennessee. In our programs, we offer competitive play for anywhere from 9-year-olds to 19-year-olds. We've got 2 locations. Our location in Knoxville is kind of our home base, and our location up in Johnson City in the Tri-Cities area is our FC Alliance North. Both locations are growing tremendously, and we're excited about what the future holds here at both locations.
Growing the beautiful game in the season of the World Cup. Chad Stockton, how can folks get more information?
Go to our website, FC Alliance or FCAllianceNorth.org, and both locations we're happy to serve the beginning player or the more experienced player, because what we will promise is the top-level training and top-level leagues that we can play in for all of our players.
Growing the beautiful game in Knoxville and now also in the Tri-Cities. FC Alliance. Thank you, Chad Stockton.
Thanks, buddy.
TB here for Cedar Bluff Plumbing, a live and local company that's been serving our area for over 32 years and counting, because every customer counts, and I mean no job is too small. Cedar Bluff Plumbing just voted #1 by City View magazine because multiple plumbing experts are on call to serve all your plumbing needs. Chances are there'll be a plumber in your area when you call, and they won't send some salesman to your house. You're going to get a high character, trustworthy, highly trained plumber who will serve you, not like some of these guys that look like they came off the set of America's Most Wanted. Cedar Bluff Plumbing is Basilio tested and approved and will go the extra mile for you, because Chucky Mack is a servant of the people and my consigliere to the throne, celebrating over 32 years of serving living volunteers. Cedar Bluff Plumbing. Call 588-4448. That's 588-4448. Cedar Bluff Plumbing.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. From Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham, they've stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. There are neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Tona B back with you. It's unbelievable. There's no question that a high noon overdrive overtime on a day where the high noon hotline is burned off the hook. And why not? It's a football time in the Tennessee. You know, it's just an exciting time. And last night, this DGG guy, you know, he just got us lit. It's lit in here now. Because when I ask you if you're down with DGG, which I can't wait to ask Matt Dixon that, and him go, I don't know, I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it. I'll tell you who watched it. It's great William Pattison, and he's up next here on Fan Run Radio. He watched it.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville. Fan Run Radio.
It's high noon somewhere, sun's up, and it's time for another high noon overtime. The place where we kick back, pop a top, and really get to the bottom of it. Presented by High Noon Hard Seltzer. Made with real vodka and real fruit juice. Only 100 calories with no sugar added and is gluten-free. Live like the sun is always out. And now, it's time for High Noon Overtime.
TB, back with you. It's unbelievable. And on the High Noon Overdrive overtime, I got about 30 to play, so let's get to it. And that's all I have is 30. I have 30 to play, and that's it. Laura and I are making a run. We're making a run for the border, Bri.
Ooh.
Yep, we're making a run for the border.
Sounds delicious.
Like 14 flavors delicious, like real vodka, like real fruit juice, like only 100 calories, like no sugar added, and it's gluten-free. Try black cherry or pineapple. Make it a part of your weekend. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Toast the future. If you're feeling adventurous, High Noon Tequila. 6 refreshing flavors. Check out Blood Orange. A Texas game's right around the corner. All right. Let's go to the phones and get our next call in. Hi, welcome in. You're on the air.
What are you saying, Tony?
Philly, welcome in, brother.
I was very impressed with DGG last night, and it's hard to impress me.
Yeah, that's where I'm at, Phil. It's hard to impress me after all these years. And it's wild, man, what I saw last night. You know, I saw a little, what I saw was a little Webb-esque out of that kid last night. Dare I say, Philly?
Yeah, and I mean, when that quarterback fumbled that ball, he just picked it up and got about 10 yards just like that. I mean, not many people can do that.
No. No. When he picked that ball up, Phil, I mean, what are we doing? You know what I mean? Like, good gosh, how talented is that kid?
He's a freak of nature is what he is.
Uh-huh.
And next year is the year Tennessee's going to have to make a run for a championship.
Yes, Phil. That's exactly right. Well, I think they have a 2-year window to try to win it. If that quarterback is what we think the quarterback's going to be, they'll have a 2-year window where they can think about being really elite. Because those two positions, if you combine those two players and you keep those guys healthy, it's going to be a lot to contend with. A lot to contend with.
Yeah, and those other two Tennessee signees look like they're going to be good players.
Bowman kid made a great catch late in the game, and Kevin Simon's son is going to be a very good player. We know that. He's got the stock, and they'll put some weight on him when he gets here.
And that kid named Cornbread that played for Baylor, I think he's next year's recruiting class, but I hope Tennessee's after him.
He's a hell of a player. Good gosh, Philly. Wow.
Tony, any word about this basketball player coming in this weekend?
No, I don't, Phil. You're catching me off guard here. I'm in football mode, but I'll make a few phone calls.
But it looks good, Tony. Let's beat Georgia Tech, and we'll have a great season. If we don't, it won't be, and I'll be mad then. See you.
Thank you, Phil. Yeah, that was Orange Throat's hot take from yesterday, as he was sharing his hot takes with me. And his hot take was this quarterback is going to look really good in that Georgia Tech game. Vols are going to win, and then Texas is going to put him in a straitjacket, which is probably a legitimate prediction, Brian, a legitimate hot take.
Yeah, Will Muschamp is a Texas defensive coordinator, and that day, that's an upgrade over what they had, I think.
Back to the phones we go. Even though their defense, like Hughie said, was pretty damn good last year.
You know, Will Muschamp was once their coach in waiting.
That's right.
Had him, I think that was years ago, head coach in waiting. And here he is back in the full circle.
Ladies in waiting, great kiss tune. Hello and welcome into our next call. You're on the air.
Hey, Tony, it's Garrick in South Bend. How we doing today?
Hey, Garrick in South Bend. Welcome in.
Hey, so I watched that game last night, and that was just what a phenomenal treat that was to see him. I'm totally in agreement. If you got 5 stars attached to your name, it needs to be a no doubt, no question. And he was just head, shoulders, knees, and toes above everybody else on that football field.
Yeah, which is what a guy that is commanded that kind of money in the open market, and had Tennessee beat a pantheon of the sport in Ohio State off for him. But man, I'll be honest with you, he looked better than I thought he would look, and I thought he's pretty damn good.
Yeah, I think that there was 2 things that I noticed, and I think that this is the most impressive thing that he did out there. Number one is they were up it was 11, kind of late into the fourth quarter. They handed him the ball And I mean, it was like he got even better on that last drive. Everybody else was tired, and he just put the pedal to the floor, got into the end zone, and then he even like took a knee whenever he could have ran in to burn more clock. That was, football IQ's there, the talent's there, and it seems like he's a really good kid. So, that's pretty awesome to see him be able to go out there and do that.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it, man.
And I think also, I guess it was his first touchdown. The little sideline reporter, whatever they had for ESPN2, goes, runs up to him. He shakes her off, moves her to the side, and he goes back and he sits down at the bench to watch film. Like he lives, breathes football, and what we'll be lucky to have him for 3 years. I mean, he's him, Faison Brandon, those wide receivers. I'm with you. I'm not poo-pooing away 2026, but 2027, I don't think we're going to have more of an off-season hype train going off the rails and going into 27. I mean, it's going to be national championship time at Tennessee once again.
And people say, well, you guys are embarrassing yourself. Look, we've been in the wilderness so long. We've had 2 shots in the playoffs here in recent years. One was in 2022, and we know what happened at South Carolina. No, that was a 14 playoff, obviously. And then we know that we had a cup of coffee in the playoffs a couple years back, and the way it sort of unraveled around Nico. And why not? Why not enjoy this? Why not celebrate? Why not ask Garrick in South Bend, Garrick, are you down with DJJ?
Yeah, you know me.
Love you, Tony.
Thank you. I'm not going to apologize for that. We've been in the wilderness for so long, man. I mean, damn. Put your records on. It's all right. It's okay to have fun with this stuff, whether it pans out or not. You know what I mean? Back to the phones we go. Hello, welcome in. You're incredible, and you're on the air.
Thank you, Tony. Bobby, I hope you're well.
Hey, brother, welcome in.
So, for record, I've seen Todd Helton play in person, James Littleman Stewart when I was younger in person. I've seen Randall Cobb in person, Todd Helton in person. Those are some big names. I've seen Harrison Smith in person playing in East Tennessee high school football. That guy is so many leagues beyond those guys already at this age. I was astounded at how good he was. And Tony, I don't even know if it's describable. And I don't want to get, I'm out over my skis already, but my God, how does that work? How is a kid that physically gifted?
I don't know. And here's the thing, right? The officials finally got out of the way in the second half and would let us all see it.
Yes.
Because once they started driving with the ball and you saw him finishing runs and you're just like going,
Lord of mercy.
Whoa. You imagine trying to tackle him?
No. Are you kidding? No. I played my freshman year against a guy who was All-State, and he was a running back in 2A. And he ran over everybody on our team. And we weren't any good, obviously. And that guy did the exact same thing to a team full of Division I football players last night. And I've never seen anything like it. And, I mean, here's my question to you guys. He's so good. At what point does the University of Tennessee go to Baylor's coach and say we need to protect our investment?
Well, that's John Adams said that. I was texting John Adams. John Adams said, I'd pull him off the field right now. That's enough.
I mean, how many yards does he need to run for them to say, okay, this game's over? I don't really know.
Yeah, I mean, they're paying him $1.5 million. So, I mean, or 1.25, whatever it is per year. I mean, he's easily the highest paid running back in the deal. So whatever.
Every time he got hit, when he did the thing where he got sent up in the air, came down on his hands, sort of on his helmet, kicked himself back up. I think it was the very first carry of his game, and then ran down the field for another couple yards, and it took 4 guys to take him down.
Yeah.
My heart stopped for 2 seconds as a Tennessee fan, because anytime you see a kid go up in the air like that, it's bad. But then you realize that's the future of our football team in the backfield getting upended. How many kids, this is my question to you, and I will jump. How many kids are going to target him to try to hurt him this year?
Oh, I don't think
I hope
anybody.
they don't.
No,
But I meant they.
No, come on. Nobody's going to play with malice now. Come on. We don't have.
No one does that. Yeah, sure. Okay. Have a good day, Tom.
Thank you. I just don't think so. Try and knock him out of a game, sure. But nobody's out there playing with malice, I don't think. The high school level, are they?
They have a second team running back that I think is also plays linebacker that's got a scholarship to South Florida, who they could probably use as a first team running back and still be a pretty good team.
Yep. Back to the phones we go. I love seeing that last night, though. I love things that give us hope, man. Why not? Hi, welcome in. You're on the air.
How my French compatriots doing today?
W. Lynn, welcome in.
Tony, that was amazing last night. I'm thinking of the future with DGG, Bishop, and Faison. We could have Cobb Webb with Hendon Hooker at quarterback.
Yes.
What the equivalent of that's what it could be.
No question. People are like, well, what happens if Bishop blows up this year? Look, I mean, he either plays professional football or he comes back and Tennessee richly rewards him and they have a great backfield.
Yeah. But I'm looking forward to it. And I did a stat that shows we're not in the darkness as bad as I thought we were. I took the Phil Steele magazine and I looked at least amount of losses for a 10-year stretch and then a 5-year stretch.
All right.
How many teams over the last 10 years do you think have lost less than 40 games?
That's us in the last 10 years.
I'm just saying,
losses.
Yeah, nationwide. How many do you think have lost less than 40?
Brian, what would you say that number is? You're more a devotee of the numbers.
I would say less than 10 teams have.
Brian, you're close. It's exactly 10 teams.
Are we
and
one
Tennessee,
of the 10?
No, Tennessee. Now, over 10 years, we've lost 51 games.
Okay.
That ties us for 23rd in the nation. But we're way ahead of Florida, who's not even in the top 25, or Auburn. Nebraska lost 68 in 10 years. But now you go to the last 5 years, and guess how many teams lost 20 or less?
What's that number? 15 maybe?
11.
Wow.
And we are tied for 8th place.
Wow.
With 20 losses with Penn State, Texas, and Clemson.
Wow.
And
Brian,
now
I didn't realize that. Who are we tied with over again in the last 5 years? Give me that again.
We got 20 losses over 5 years. We're tied with Penn State, Texas, and Clemson. And we're ahead of Oklahoma, Washington, LSU, A&M, Miami of Florida, USC. Wow. So I was surprised we even made the top 25 in the last 10 years, to be honest with you. Ohio State's number one with 17 losses in 10 years. Georgia's number one with just 7 losses in 5 years in the 5-year deal.
Hey, would you do me a favor and screenshot that? I want to put that on the blog.
Okay, yeah, that'll be good.
Shoot me a
Yeah,
photo. Shoot me a photo and shoot it over to me.
Okay, but yeah, we're last 5 years being in the top 8. Really, I mean,
give me
and Brigham Young's ahead of us at 19. I don't know if I should even count them really. But
so we're 8. How many wins do we have, or how many losses do we have?
We have 20 in 5 years, which is an average of 4, per year.
So that's number 8 in America.
Yeah.
That shows you how volatile the sport is. Who's number 7, W. Lynn?
Well, Brigham Young's got 19.
Brigham Young, okay. And who's number 6?
Alabama's 14.
Okay.
Notre Dame's got 13. Michigan and Oregon are tied for 3rd with 12.
Okay.
Ohio State has 10 and Georgia 7.
So we have how many?
20 losses.
And Ohio State has 10.
Yeah, Ohio State they've lost 2 every year for 5 years, which I thought was kind of interesting.
I would not have thought that, Brian. Would you?
Yeah, their national championship team lost 2 games.
Yeah. And another thing, we're the only team besides Auburn that have played Alabama and Georgia every year, and over the 10-year deal, they're number 2 and number 3, and over the 5-year deal, they're number 1 and number 6. So that's 2 teams us and Auburn played that nobody else played every year for 2 years.
W. Lynn, do you find yourself down with DGG?
Oh, I'm down with DGG, man. I'm afraid I'm getting too carried away, and I'm like John Adams. I want to sit him on the bench. It's like put that guy in a bubble wrap or something.
That's me entirely.
I hate we think like that now, but I mean, once you see him like we did last night, I mean, I saw a little bit of Cobb, a little bit of Webb, a little bit of a lot of people in that guy.
Hewitt Pruitt, W. Lynn, he says you're down with OCC, official Confederate currency. See, W. Lynn's got a sense of humor. You all don't think W. Lynn's a man, dude. He'll laugh with you.
And if we get DGG and Bishop in the backfield, we'll call it the Orange Bone. We'll just make up something.
Orange Bone?
Yeah.
That's what W. Lynn, I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you.
All right, bye.
That's what Brian, how pumped are you right now? This show today, has it lifted up your spirits?
I'm for it.
We have hope, man.
Totally for it.
What's wrong with hope?
Totally for it.
Tell me what's wrong with it. Make fun of me. The guy got me excited last night. I mean, the guy got me excited. I don't know what to tell you. What's that lady's name? Brenda? Brian used to do.
Oh, Linda. Fake Linda.
Fake Linda. It's got me excited. And shout out to the great Paul Noe, but like Chris Norton back in the day. I'm excited. I'm excited. Hey, Fake Linda. You down with DGG?
You know me. I'm down with Heinz Ward.
Back to the phones we go. Hello, welcome in. You're on the air.
J-Bay Bozo.
Hey, Fake Linda. You down with WORK? Neither is that.
I'm down with payphones.
Hello and welcome into our... Hi, you're on the air.
Hey, you guys got me?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Hey, this is Luke. I live in Florida. Hey, long-time listener, first-time caller. Just want to tell you guys thanks for all you guys do. I started tuning into your guys' show a couple years ago. Just
thank you, Luke.
Living down here in Florida, didn't really know about you guys and got plugged in and been hooked and listening ever since. So.
Where in Florida, Luke, are you?
St. Pete area near Tampa. So I get to live with all.
I
can't
love
tell
that
you how bad
area.
it is living down here with all these Florida fans.
I know,
I'm
but you
born
live
and
in a
raised here.
beautiful.
My dad was born in Tennessee, so it's pretty miserable down here.
You live in a beautiful place, though, man. The causeway there is beautiful. Now it's hotter than hell this time of the year there, but that's a beautiful spot you're living in, man.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, it's pretty nice. So grew up in this area and stuff,
Nice.
but yeah, it's hotter than blazes here for sure. So,
nice.
But hey, yeah, just want to tell you guys thanks for all you do. And here's my thing. I need some convincing to go to the Georgia Tech game because it's probably going to be a solo mission, and it would be me driving 8 hours on a Friday and coming back on a Sunday. And it would just be a solo trip, and I'm really wanting to go to that game, but I just need some convincing, I guess, and some encouragement from you there, Tony B.
Are you a traditionalist or are you more a modern guy with your sports?
So I was born in 97, so
okay.
probably more of a modern guy, but I like to think of myself as a traditionalist, I guess. But I know the stadium and I know all that stuff.
You're gonna feel like you're gonna feel like you've walked back 50 years when you go into the stadium. There's special vibe, like a Wrigley Fieldish vibe about their stadium, and there's not a bad ticket in there. I would think that if you drove up, I would think that somebody listening to me right now would meet you under wing and meet you, or will you be meeting somebody else there, or would you be like on a total solo mission?
No, well, I'm trying to get my brother to go because he lives down here with me, but I don't think he's going to be able to get away.
Let me ask right now, is there anybody in the Tampa? What is your name, sir?
Luke, last name Story. So long story short, I have family up in Georgia, so I'd be staying with them. So
cool.
The solo part would just be me driving up there and stuff, and just be more just wanting somebody to tag along and sit with.
Would anybody in the Tampa area, you can email me, commonfan@gmail.com. And Luke, you email me too, and let me see if I can find somebody to pair you up with. Maybe our guy in hey Bry, maybe Doug and Jaxie will give this guy a lift. He goes to all the games. Maybe there's a way for
they can meet somewhere up in I don't know, Valdosta.
Ocala or Valdosta or something. Would you do that if I could hook you up with Doug and Jaxie?
I would be open to it. Like I said, I have family in Atlanta, so that's who I'm staying with. So I have free room and board.
Yeah,
it's just,
Doug doesn't care about that. Yeah, Doug doesn't care about that. Doug Doug goes to every game. And Doug sometimes travels solo and drives to everything. So Doug might be a good partner for you, partner.
Yeah. Well, hey, I may send you an email and see if you do anything. Well, I appreciate that. So,
I'll do that. I'll run Doug for you. Yep.
If not for this game, maybe future games.
Yeah, we're always down with the community of what we do here, man. It's very important to me.
Yeah. Well, and I appreciate that. So super excited for the season, excited for Faison, and I won't get on the soapbox on DGG, but man, that guy he's unreal. So I'm excited for 27.
Hey,
sure,
Luke, got a question for you down in beautiful Tampa. You down with DGG?
Oh, I am for sure down with DGG.
Hey, have a go, man. You know, that thing right there, he just gave me an idea, Brian. We ought to start a buddy plan for people who want to go on road games. Maybe we'll get somebody like, I don't know, Mutilated. Because, I didn't know Doug and Jaxie, Brian. I went on a business trip to Jacksonville, and I stayed in his house.
Where's John Adams and Dixie to react?
Do you remember when I did that? Do you remember when I did that?
Yeah, I do remember that.
And his wife was looking at me like, who are you and what are you doing here? And then I grabbed my mandolin and went for a walk in their neighborhood. After a session that I had, a work session, and I said, yeah, I'm just going for a walk. I had that instrument in my hand. I was walking around their neighborhood, and people were looking at me like, who are you? What are you? What is this? But I don't know. And it's a funny thing with our boy Rodney in here in the comments. Rodney, I love you, but man, you make it all about you. Let these people have fun, Rodney. Man, let the Tennessee fans have fun. We get it. You like LSU. I like LSU, Rodney. I've said that. I don't like them like John Adams likes them. But I like them. I got an LSU helmet that I absconded in 2001 from a event that I didn't go to that Matt calls the bad juju helmet. But there's an event that I went to that I didn't pay to get into with a lovely Laura. And we were there. And a young Dave Neal was up there interviewing a young filmer and a young and not conquering and not worshipped yet. He didn't achieve demigod status. Nick Saban. And when you sneak into a place and they say there's a door prize underneath, and you reach down and they said you got something stuck to your chair, and I had something stuck to my chair, and I got to keep that helmet. But no, you're allowed to have an opinion, Rodney, but you don't have to come in here and just urinate in everybody's face. I mean, you're pissing on these people, man. They're just trying to enjoy the fact that they saw a great player. You and the Vandy Dandy guy, VD for short. You and VD. And look, Rodney, I like you. You don't want to be lumped with VD. It's just not something you want. Brian, what was the play-by-play announcer's name we had on a couple days ago? Do you remember?
Andy Demetria.
He said that his last name from Greece, and his father changed it. The father's father, I think, was Dimitra Gani Kakai or something like that. Dimitra, it was some like venereal disease sounding name. He said, Tony, if that would have been my name in high school, I'd have gotten the hell beat out of me. I said, yeah. Rodney said, I get trashed like nobody here every day. Rodney, I'm not trashing you. I'm just saying, let these people breathe, man. That's all. He says he doesn't take it personally. I'm not trying. It's not personal. It's not. If it was personal, I'd ban you. It's not personal. The guy's name was like Dimitra Ganakakai or something. Brian, does that sound right? Does that sound like a last name?
Yeah, Bruce Pearl's name was once Bruce Perlmutter, and they shortened it.
Are you kidding?
No, that's true.
Do you remember when that Mutter Mike Slive kneecap Bruce Pearl so Cam Newton could stay eligible?
Yep.
He created a little something for people to go look at. I guess you'd call that a false flag. The Bruce Pearl 8-game suspension would have been a false flag.
Yeah, we thought that might save him.
I love me some W. Lynn. Today's show, what a great show. Spread the word, Thunderbird. Hit the like button for us. And Rodney, if you had a like button, brother, I'd hit your like button. I'd make it rain on you, Rodney. I appreciate you being there, but let these people feel good, man. LSU gets players like that all the time. I get it. We get it. We know that. Let our fan base feel good. This is fun. Shout out to my friends at High Noon. I want to shout them out one more time for the High Noon hotline and the High Noon overtime today. Hughie knocked it out of the park. Hughie came in spitting nails today. Till we meet again. You know what? We need to call Bill and see how he's doing on the way out. Laura, can we do that real quick? No? Okay. She's concerned. Love you. Appreciate you. Thank you. G to the B to the O. Have a great weekend. Take the vote. Peace. And to those of you that missed any of today's frivolity, I told you I had 30 minutes to play. We got to get somewhere. She just looked at me and said, what about 30 minutes? Don't you understand? But, you know, I love every minute of this. So Yugi was so funny. All right, let's do